The demons that trouble me are largely vanquished. I have a new set of demons that have a lot to do with regrets and guilts. The greatest casualties are the ones we affected around us, the people we hurt. I feel as I've robbed a lot of people. I have regrets for things I've said, things I've done.
And I can remember saying, Jim, please, it's my 18th birthday. He got up in my face and he said, fuck you. We always had booze or Coke was always in the house. Valium was a common topic of conversation.
I was an ignorant, lucky motherfucker.
So you get on Twin Peaks.
Well, they hired me to do one, yeah. And I fucked it up. The night before, I decided I needed some Coke. So I shoot up and it leaks on the paper. The next thing you know, a guy's knocking on the door. Did not make a good impression. And yeah, kept doing that.
Well, alcoholism is no stranger to the motion picture business. There are entire movies where all the cast is alcoholics. You know, what really changed was in the 80s when people started making money, and cocaine became more available, and that became really the drug of choice.
I wanted to get back to that man, the one I'd lost somewhere. That's where I think the addicts, the ones that are going to turn their lives around, are the ones that still have somewhere inside them the desire to want to get back to who they were before they became who they are now.
Say, mister, I had this watch. The thing of it is that I promised my mom that
These men ain't seen your watch.
In 1972, an up-and-coming actor named Barry Brown starred opposite Jeff Bridges in the Paramount Pictures Western Bad Company.
Goddamn, I feel like I'm running barefoot and horse. Come on!
Brown was a largely unknown actor at the time, but his reputation in the film and television industry was rising quickly.
We're starving, Jake. Nobody's gonna turn starving boys away.
Brown was a powerhouse of effortless charm, charisma, and natural raw talent.
Mr. Winterbourne?
Yes?
Will you sit down?
The critics, his co-stars, the directors, the audience, and the cameras loved him. Sadly, in less than 6 years, and only a few days after completing his last film role in Joe Dante's low-budget horror film, Piranha, Barry Brown, lost in the deep and unforgiving grip of drug and alcohol addiction, would tragically take his own life. He was only 27 years old.
Well, there are two Barrys. The Barry that I first met was really nice, quiet, introspective, very intelligent, very talented, and just fun to be around.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna take you up on that, buddy. Back to the station.
Then there was another Barry, and this was the Barry who after a number of drinks, would become angry and often belligerent and reckless.
I gotta get back on that road now. So you folks, you just behave yourselves.
Barry's brother, James Brown, himself a former 35-year-plus alcoholic and drug addict, wrote an award-winning trilogy of memoirs, starting with The Los Angeles Diaries, often cited as one of the best books written on the subject of addiction.
LA Diaries is about the destruction of my family, if you want to know the truth about it, and also the near destruction of myself to drugs and alcohol.
It's more than about addiction, because it's never about the drugs. It's about the loneliness and the despair and the knife in the heart you had to go with the kind of parents you had or didn't have. And that's what I really connected with.
Barry Brown, James, and their sister Marilyn struggled with a life of unrelenting family dysfunction, fueled by mental illness and addiction.
I blamed my mother, moving from one place to another, and she was not mentally stable. And keeping in mind that she was a criminal, She was accused of having burned down an apartment building. A woman died in that fire.
I don't recall my grandmother ever saying she loved any of them.
I'm not a huge Hemingway fan, but he did say one thing I love, which is, the greatest gift a writer can have is an unhappy childhood. So let's just say James and I were both extremely gifted.
My drug use and drinking began at the age of 9. And I got my first exposure to heroin use at the age of 14.
Their mother, Vivian Brown, put enormous pressures on them to make it big, to be stars in Hollywood.
She drove them hard. She told them what to wear, how to act, and, thrust them into the limelight.
She's the one who took us to Los Angeles to want to make movie stars, my brother and sister and myself.
I do feel like the emotional abuse and the relentlessness to be a star, I'm sure that drove the addiction for all of them.
It's a story all too common in an industry often filled with constant rejections and the pressures to be perfect.
And if you want to be an artist, if you want to be an actor, if you want to be a musician, you think, man, if I ever make it, it's gonna fix me. So then you make it, and it doesn't fix you. Now what? Hence the drugs, the alcohol.
After years of battling depression, dysfunction, and addiction, siblings Barry and Marilyn Brown had paid the ultimate price.
My brother and sister who both committed suicide. I cleaned up after my brother after his suicide. I couldn't get those images out of my head. My sister, she jumped over the overpass into that concrete channel that we call the Los Angeles River.
My mom, she didn't deserve to die. She deserved to be helped. No matter how horrible or unworthy she thought she was, she wasn't. And I wish that there was somebody who had said to me, you can help her through the dark. Let her know that she is loved, that she is valued, that she is more than a disease.
This project and the memoirs that inspired it go far beyond stories of tragedy and loss. They're also filled with stories of hope, survival, and redemption, including that of Los Angeles Diary author James Brown, now 18 years clean and sober.
Ultimately, it began with forgiveness. I still wrestle with some guilt. I have a lot of regrets, but I'm not haunted by them. I'll put it that way. I'm not haunted by them.
You'll hear from noted addiction experts, as well as some of the biggest names in film, television, and music, as they share their powerful addiction survival stories.
I was a complete prisoner of my own behavior, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
They'll give incredible insights into what it takes to beat the seemingly insurmountable odds, especially at a time where the global drug crisis, in all of its forms, is more prevalent than ever.
The statistics say that in all likelihood, almost every person in this room has lost a friend, family member, or colleague to the disease known as addiction.
No one will tell you it'll be easy.
Like the sort of chaos I used to invite into my life, I'm like, I'm really much happier now.
They can only do it when they decide they're done.
No one will claim to be cured, but there is hope.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself right away. You make it through a day, good. All right, you got one day. All right, now let's go for 2 days.
Los Angeles, we leave you now.
If you can find a group of people, none of whom are going to be impressed with where you fucking were, that'll save you. It's like being a Mason. That's a secret handshake.
With your angels we will fly.
The Los Angeles Diary story is Barry Brown's story. It's Marilyn Brown's story. It's James Brown's story. but it's not theirs alone.
Everything's okay. And 5 years ago, I was convinced everything was broken for life.
Out of tragedy and struggle can come hope and sobriety.
And your angels will go free.
This is the Los Angeles Diaries.
And your angels